Hello everyone, busygamerdad back again. I know it's been not so long since we covered 9 kings, but we're going to jump back into it because they just did an August update where they introduced a new king and a couple other quality of life changes and balancing things, and I thought it would be a good time to update our coverage of the game. This will be our session gameplay that we play for 3 episodes, about 20 to 30 minutes here on the Busy Gamer Dad channel. This showcases a good game that you can add to your busy gamer life, where you can sit down and play it and come back to it at a later date and not feel like you've lost any progress or felt like you're behind the 8 ball or anything like that. 9 Kings really plays well into that. Each run can last about 20 to 30 minutes, and you can save it and come back to it at a later date. Now, the new king that they added is a different style of king, but I don't actually have access to him just yet, so I don't know what his name is. So I have not found out what he is. I'm assuming he's like a dragon king, but I'm not sure. Maybe King of Storms. But it says that I need to use 99 troop cards, and it seems like I'm over that. So there seems to be a little bit of a bug here, but that's fine. We'll update. We'll go through our coverage here in a different way until this gets unlocked for us. And what I wanted to show you is 2 things that you can take a look at. They have an achievement system here that's fully implemented on the load-in screen, so you can take a look and maybe isolate what you're looking for there. And then also in the new run menu, we're going to do King of Nothing for our run here. You can actually see the levels here, and with the perks, you can actually get a different perk system than what you did before. So it's actually kind of fun to come in here and see what works with what. So you have this verticalist and you have this leftist, and then there's one more that we have to unlock by leveling. So the leftist and the verticalist apply if you played this game before. This very much similar to the function of the game. You have a 9x9 or 3x3, 9 spaces total grid, and the idea behind that is you're placing your plots, and now you're actually placing your perks in the same way as well. So right here, so if I do that, that does that, that does that, that's actually pretty good. And then we get free rerolls, troop damage, truth health. Your base is now updated 5 times. Oh, plus 5 times. That's actually pretty good. Base all stats, special cards, all troops have attack speed. Let's do the base upgrade, and then we can actually put the rest of these out here if we wanted to increase the damage of the troops and everything like that, and just have some fun and change the game's play style to anything that you are looking for. Also, in a 3x3 grid, you get to see the 9 cards that each king has, and you get to look at them. This isn't new, but this was not as punctuated by the previous iteration of the game. So as you start this game, you're going to jump into the fights, and you're going to fight 3 kings. One is the King of Nothing, i.e. yourself, so that way you can get access to your cards, because every single time you fight against yourself, you get access to your cards. And this will be really helpful in the long term. So I'm actually going to drop the blacksmith in the middle here, and then we should be okay. So your main tower always does damage, or always does some type of utility to fight against the baddies. So right here, we're going to be able to take these guys out before they get to us, and we'll be good. Nice. Now, what do I want to do here? When this building is level 3, level up all plots. Gain 1 damage whenever any plot levels up. I don't know if I want any of these. These don't seem very interesting to me at all. But I will get the spellcasting card. That's fine. Now, this next wave, I'm definitely going to want some soldiers. And I'll put them there. So this will now update and allow us to have our soldiers getting more damage as they are in this plot right next to the blacksmith. Raptor. Oh, maybe he's the dinosaur king? Maybe that was the dinosaur king. That'd be crazy if he was the dinosaur king. Add 10 health or 10% HP to target whichever is higher. Oh, that'd be fun. Mounts by adjacent. Oh, shoot. All right. Well, we don't have that right now. This would be really cool for the soldiers to ride on. I'm so tempted. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Raptors. We're riding into raptor battle. They're gonna jump on them. Yeah. Jeez, that was so awesome. I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I did that. So glad I did that. Let's do the scout tower. Yes, let's do the scout tower. And provides increases the damaging range of your area attack by 3. Every time enemies attack your units, they are poisoned. None of these are super stellar, but I guess I will do the poison thorns. Let's do the poison thorns. Let's drop the tower down and let that start doing its thing. So the tower, the scout tower, is a passive tower that just targets things on its own. It's not like our main base. Migration. Move target to an adjacent empty plot. Moving card gains. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Sword. Add 5 damage or whichever is higher. Oh, these are really cool, like spells almost. Like I see a lot of synergies with someone who could do like the King of Spells and that guy. Like, is it like the King of the Nexus or something like that? I don't know. That'd be weird. It is. It's fun though. It's fun to see how they work. All right. So let's see here. So we have the Raptor unit. We have the farm, which increases units. Oh, that would be really nice. That would be really, really nice to get. But if I don't have any, I would have to put it here for it to really help. Or maybe, let's do the castle. Let's upgrade our castle. We get a prophecy. Let's see what our prophecy is. Prosperity. If you have 20 or less gold on this year, we get it multiplied by 9. Okay, so let's see here on our timeline. Where is that? That's way out. We don't have to worry about that. I'm going to actually do this and upgrade our blacksmith so it does a little bit more damage increases for our group. I do need a stronger defense unit. That's really kind of what I think I need right now. Well, there we are. Right there. We got these defenders. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. They're going to start doing some damage. They actually don't do damage, so that may have not have been the right choice for us. They reflect damage. So hard to say how good they're going to be with the blacksmith spot. Let's add a raptor unit. That just sounds so awesome to say. We're going to add a raptor unit. All right, so now we get to pick a new king that we're going to wage war against. I'm going to do the King of Nature, because the King of Nature has some really cool spells that work really well. And they have a really cool tower as well that we could really get into if we wanted to. Nice, awesome. Yeah, those guys are doing definite work. I'm going to get the scout tower. I'm going to upgrade that. Let that start doing its thing. Oh my god, those raptors are just so baller. They just charge right through. You saw that. They just cut down the King of Nature stuff. This is what I was looking for. The clone card. That's a really helpful card. Let's get the defender and the soldier. Yeah, let's do that. And then we're going to be okay there. Because now we can actually upgrade that one. We can upgrade that one. We can clone a card. And I can max out my castle or my blacksmith. I think I'm going to max out my castle. Actually, no, I'm going to max out my castle. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Let's keep hitting these guys right here. Actually, let's destroy the front line and then we can get in there. Nice. All right, so we can do the defenders. The defenders are only... Nope, we'll be able to max out the defenders. So actually, let's do that. Let's do the castle like we thought we were going to do. Let's do the castle, get that done. Again, they're just ripping right through. Those raptors just charge right through. It's so awesome to see that happen. This would not be a bad idea for the express reason of the defenders. The unit does not attack, but it reflects all damage taken. So the longer they're alive, the more damage they will do. And so that's a really good synergy to play into. I think I'm going to do that. And that'll give them a little bit more utility for our mix-up right here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'll actually put a node right here so that when we get another unit, maybe nothing special, but something worth increasing its health, we'll drop it in there. Like another tanking unit, like the Paladin or something. That might be really nice for us to get. Is the blacksmith maxed out? I don't think it is. Yeah, let's do the blacksmith right now because that's going to give us a lot more gain. Right there. Nice. Okay, good. Drop through. Yeah, just so awesome to see that that initial charge just makes me so happy. Because you just see the damage, number go up, make me happy kind of thing. All right. Not a converter, not the lab rats. These are all pretty awful. The lab. So I'm not going to say it's terrible. Lab rats from the King of Progress are like their crux. They have a really cool build that you can go with them. I don't know if I want that in this playthrough. All your plots get 30% or 20% raw chance to do it. Wow. So how many? Wait, 30, 30, or 20, 20, 20. So that's actually pretty crazy. Or we get to unlock three random plots. This is not as helpful as it sounds. I'm going to do this one. All right, I'm going to upgrade the defenders. So defenders are maxed. And they're just going to be able to tank and do some good things here. I don't know what's in there that's just so tanky for them. We can do another scout. The scout tower is not maxed out, is it? No, it's not. So let's max that guy out right now. Right there. Let's keep on taking out these guys in the backfield. Yeah, see, our units are not as strong as I would like them. We're going down to 8 really, really fast. Maybe we do the lab rats. Maybe we do them. Destroy target plot. 2 random plots each use. Okay. Prosperity. We didn't actually hit that, so that's fine. I could do that. First hit is always critical. I'm going to do that. I want to see if this is like a critical charge, like damage-wise, how that would work. It seems to have done a pretty good job. King of Nomads. That's what he is. You know, a smarter person would have read that in the bottom corner and said, oh, them. When a card is placed on an empty plot, camps adjacent gain 2% to all stats. That's crazy. We can max our raptors. Let's do that. Let us do that. And then this is a Rainbow Army. I've actually never encountered the Rainbow Army. What is this shenanigans? So like I said, there's new stuff. So we get actually some epic cards from here. We can get some really good cards. What do we get? Yep. Gigantify. Double the size, damage, and HP of target unit. Increase 10% of a random... Oh, that's actually... And we have the wild card that can upgrade this again. This is still random, though. I think I'm going to go with this one. And I think I'm going to actually drop that on our defenders. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think that if I do that, that's not going to be as useful. I'm going to do that on our raptors. Oh man, look at how big our raptors are. Now you're basically riding in on dragons. They got destroyed. They got absolutely trounced. They got absolutely destroyed. None of these are good. None of these are what I would hope for. Let's reroll. I guess I can do precision. All right. How can we fix this? What can we do here? We'll get this guy right here. We can do the lab rats. Oh my goodness. It's just so fashionable to have them just charge in on raptors, but then they're like doing nothing after that. They like die instantly. You are maxed out? You are not maxed out. Let's get you maxed out right there. Yeah, you're doing a lot of damage, but you're just dying so fast. Against the King of Nature, you guys crush him, but against the King of Progress, he crushes us. So I got to figure out how to fix that. Poison, mycelium. This would have been really good early on. Unit adds poison damage. Unit's attacks apply poison damage. I don't know. And this is... I'm going to do the clone card. 9 free rerolls, inflicts poison twice, 2 random cards. I'm going to do this one because this will allow us to get a lot more boon, a lot more bang for our buck. So I'm going to keep going with this right here. And we're just going to lean into the lab rats. We're going to lean into those lab rats. I think I know why the King of Nothing kills us. The defenders. That would make so much more sense. All right, so move to an adjacent empty plot. Moved card gains 10 damage. So if I do that, it failed. Oh, okay, so it fails. It has a chance to fail. Okay. Sword. 5 damage or 5% damage to target. And I can play that on my castle? What? What? I didn't know I could do that. Okay, well, I know that now. King of Nomad's kind of crazy. Diplomacy. Who do we want to make peace with? Well, if I make peace with him, I'm not going to get any more lab rats. If I make peace with a Nomad, I don't get any more cool cards. I guess we'll make peace with the Nature King. Alright, procreate. There. And I guess I can... No. There. Let's see how that works. This is probably really... The defenders are what I think kill my raptors. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. The defenders are what kill my raptors. Because they're just... They're bouncing the damage back to them. So they're like my... Maybe I shouldn't have done that, in all honesty. Let's put this guy... Yeah, let's put this down here, and let's upgrade our castle. Castle gets a little bit stronger. The mycelium, they're slow burn. So the longer they're out, the better off they wind up being. And they can get all the other boons and buffs from all the other kings and things like that, too. So this is the Sage, so we get spells. Cancels the first... Oh, this might be what we need to survive. Let's see here. Unit kills HP wise. This could be really good. That could be really good as well. We could get one of them. Let's get the explosion. And that will be it. Alright, so the reason why is if we do the carnage on him, and we do that on him, and then if I do that, it failed. Why did it fail? Because there's no adjacent tile, knucklehead. Oh, God. Sometimes it's important to read. When a card is placed on an empty, all adjacent... We don't have really any adjacent slots that are empty right now, so I'm going to hold on to that and just probably discard it. So we'll see when we get to the King of Progress if we're in fact... we've in fact figured out our cure for their damage. So that's definitely gonna be a big thing for us to figure out. In fact, I'm actually gonna do it again, and then when this just all plots, I'm gonna put this down, and then everything should gain a level, but it's not gonna be super helpful for us, I don't think. Yeah, see, okay, so our mycelium is doing a little bit of damage, do a little bit. 84. They're helping out. They're doing what they can. All right, so here we go. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a blank slot right there. That's going to help us out. HP there. Can I do that again? I can't. I can't do that. All right, so it's not going to be an adjacent unit. I guess I'll shard that card, or put that card in the well, and then we'll keep going. Well, they didn't live. Okay, well, they didn't live. But I think they did better. I mean, looking at the damage numbers, they survived. They didn't actually get too dead, quote unquote. All right, so we got the lab rats. I guess I can put that on you. All right. Yeah, it's got to be the fact that they get reflected back. So that's the big crux of that. Random 3 plot, double the max health of all troops. Sure, let's double the max health of all troops. All right. I want to put that down there. Am I going to do this? Am I going to block myself from that card? I'm going to hold off. I'm going to actually hold off. Okay. Yeah, we just blitz right in and start chewing on them. So we're not in a terrible place, and we're going to come up on the King's Battle here. Dragon's Den. What is this? Gets 20% stronger each time a plot is destroyed. I don't have a way of doing that right now. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. That's going to go away. That's going to go away. I'm holding off because we're getting up to the merchant, and I'm hopeful that we can get our weaknesses shored up by then. I don't know. We might end up dying, which is fine, which is perfectly okay. All right. So we do have access to the forest. We do have another farm. Let's re-roll, or let's leave, I mean. Let's get this down here. Let's get this over here. Let's get, there's nothing that I can do that's like super helpful. So I'm actually going to drop that right there. And that's going to open up these guys getting a little bit stronger, a little bit more units. I wasn't getting what I wanted from the merchant, and I wanted to keep this streamlined because I know we're coming up on time here. The good news is that we're alive still. The good news is that the King of Nothing is like not really doing too much to us. I guess I'll just bench you right there. All right. King of Nothing. Yeah, I don't think we're in a really good spot. We'll figure this out, but I don't think we're in a really good spot. I mean, we're doing damage. That's great. Don't get me wrong. It's not like we're not, but I just don't see us doing enough damage. You know what I mean? That would have been really helpful to have. I cannot place a single one of these cards. A single one of these. Maybe I should have gone with the 9 plot or the 3 plots for random. Here we go. I just benched all my cards. And we're going up Godzilla. King of the Nomads champion is Godzilla, who literally has a breath weapon. And he's just melting my entire squad. Chipping away at him. Chipping away at his minions. We're not dead yet. We have 47 of something. I don't know what. Our raptors? Our defenders? I don't know. Oh my gosh, we actually did it. I was not expecting this to work out. But lo and behold, it did. They literally have Godzilla, and we defeated him. Kingdom is thriving. So now you enter an endless mode, but let's just see here. I want to see what happens here. Please bear in mind that this is an experimental mode and glitches may occur, deem acceptable. Okay, hang on. If I go back, if I start another run, continue playing. Okay, so if I go into endless mode, it's still experimental. There's still glitches and things like that might end up with a game being broken, quote unquote. But right now I'm going to start another run and see if that resets our progress and allows us to get and play the King of Nomads for our next episode. We have the count difficulty, so that's not bad. We've unlocked the Sentinel perk. That's awesome. I like that. And I think that fixed it. That did fix it. We had to play another round, and that unlocked the King of the Nomads. So stay tuned next episode where we're going to take a look at that for our 9 Kings recoverage here on the Busy Gamer Dad channel. I will have a link for this game should you want to pick it up for yourselves. It's a couple of bucks. I'm having a lot of fun with playing this game. It's a really great game to include into your busy gamer life because you can set it up, play for about 20 to 30 minutes like I was, and I've been talking and taking some pauses and explaining a few things. You guys can probably get through this in way more time, way faster, and way better. And leave a comment. Let me know who your favorite king is. I'd love to hear from you. We'll see you in our next episode. Hope you have a great day. Bye.